Hey guys, today I want to talk about my Peutz-Jeghers Syndrome diagnosis and the treatment I received when I was little, and how I became aware of the disorder that I had. Sometimes they call it a disease, sometimes they call it a disorder. It's a genetic mutation. However you want to say it, if you have it, I'm sure you can relate. So I'm 52 years old right now. I was diagnosed right about when I was 10-ish. I remember roughly where I was when I was getting sick. But I didn't know the name of what I had for quite a while. I don't think, imagine today there's not a lot of information out there on Peutz-Jeghers Syndrome or PJS. Imagine 1976, there was even less information. But fortunately, we had a family doctor that recognized the symptoms. I was getting sick almost every week, I would say, with what I would find out later was intussusceptions. I couldn't keep anything down. My stomach hurt all the time. I was always going to the doctor. And I lived in Central California on the coast at the time, just to give you a point of reference. And I remember going through the upper and lower GIs with the barium and things like that, but they weren't quite sure what I had. And like I said, fortunately, our family physician recognized some features. You can't really see them right now, but I had very heavy pigmentation on my lips when I was younger. They faded over time, and sometimes I still forget. Sorry, excuse me. Sometimes I forget that I have them. But he suggested in about 76, 77 that we see some specialists in UCLA. So that prompted us. We didn't really have strong roots in Central California right at the time. So we had some family, doesn't matter. But we decided, it's just my mother and I, decided to move to Los Angeles to be around the specialists and things at UCLA. And even them at the time, it was kind of a new thing to them. Peutz-Jeghers, like I said, it's uncommon now. Imagine 40 years ago. 43, 44 years ago now. Oh my God. And I remember I went through the same test down there, the upper and lower GIs, the barium enemas, yada yada, pushing on my stomach with the wooden spoon, trying to keep that stuff in, seeing where the polyps were, things like that. And I remember several people took photos of the lips. So I imagine I'm in some book somewhere or in some documentation, but I would never be able to find it, but that's beyond the point. And while we were diagnosed in 76 in Central California, referred to specialists in UCLA, moved there about 78 or so. They recommended a specialist in Colorado, in Denver, and it was an easy decision. My mom, in retrospect, was looking out for my health more than I understood at the time, and we moved to Colorado for one doctor, and we saw him, and I've had 4 bowel resections. He conducted the first one, and if it matters, I've had over 10 feet of small intestine removed over the 4 bowel resections. The last one being in '96. But he conducted my first surgery. I was having intussusceptions and emergency room visits and hospitalizations every single week. And he finally said, "This is enough." We went through the surgery. And the first one was the roughest. It was the hardest one to bounce back from. It was tough. And fortunately, my last surgery was in 2006, so it's been quite a while. So from 1980-ish to 2006, I had 4 bowel resections. And since then, I've had no real problems with it. And so I would appreciate it if you guys want to share your thoughts, your comments, whatever. If you have this disorder, I've already made a video about the comment most people make. Have you been chewing on a pen? Because my kids have PJS also, and their lip pigmentation is very prominent. It's very visible. So I made a video about that, about people asking stupid questions about something they don't understand. So I got that out of my system. Today I talked about my diagnosis and the specialist I saw. And I'll start to share my kids' experiences with PJS and how I've dealt with it over the years. So I think that's enough for today. Like I said, if you have it, or if you know people that have it, let me know. Let me know. Share your thoughts, share your experiences, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it. The feedback would be great. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.